Welcome. We're here at Fitness 19 in Eden Prairie with Rain, our personal trainer, and Tracy. So, Rain, I want to know, what is the best exercise I can do to exercise my abs?
No problem. Before we jump into the best exercise, I wanted to tell you guys first what we need to focus on properly before we actually jump into an exercise, what we need to look at first to properly engage in the core muscles. What I'm going to talk about today is proper spine positioning, proper form before we go to and jump into the exercise. And what we need to actually look at into also on top of the form is basically I want to talk about core activation. Tracy's basically going to be my demo client. What I'm basically going to show first is proper neutral position. Go ahead and face the mirror for us. So what we're looking at is actually a neutral spine position. A lot of people will be arching the lower back or rounding the upper body. What we're looking for is a natural neutral position. Go ahead and neutral your pelvis coming and neutraling the upper body. A lot of people mistake here is basically whenever they do exercises, they do not focus on spine positioning, which is basically going to be the key to properly engage your muscle, especially your abs. So by taking your body into a neutral position, you want to make sure you're properly engaging your core muscle. And how we properly engage the core muscle is to draw in your belly button toward the spine without holding your breath. Once we properly get to engage that, get used to that position, and every time you do an ab work or whatever ab work you're going to jump into, just always be mindful of spine positioning and proper core activation. Without doing that, we're just going to end up maybe actually hurting yourself, maybe your lower back or your neck. So on the exercise, I'm going to take you guys to a basic exercise where I want to take my clients first before I take them to a crunch or a sit-up. And this is going to be a prone iso ab. Tracy, we'll go down to the floor. So a prone iso is basically an exercise where I'm going to have a client on the forearm and resting right on the toe. Lifting their body off parallel to the floor, but making sure from the spine we don't see an arch. So we want to make sure there's a neutral positioning where I want to lift and tuck this down. Perfect. By doing that, I'm not engaging the lower back. Remember, this is a core ab work, which is going to be putting the focus right here. As we strengthen the lower back, I'm going to draw in. I'm going to have Tracy draw in her belly button so I can get the full work right in the abdominal muscle. Once I get this aligned, the upper back, we want to make sure there's no rounding. So we want to do a slight retraction. And then the head is not protruded down. We want to have her lift that up and keep it neutral. So I'm going to be looking from neck all the way down to lower back. It's going to be straight right now. She's doing great. Stabilizing the exercises. This is an isolation work. This is the most basic and one of the most important exercises I'm going to take anyone into, especially if we're talking about abs. Because I want to get strength on the core work, and once I utilize that, and that's when I can maximize the abdominal muscles. I can make this exercise a little bit harder by challenging her in different planes of motion, by pushing her to the side. And basically, once we're done with this exercise, we can move on and progress into the next. Don't forget to consult your favorite personal trainer at Fitness 19 at Eden Prairie before we take you to these exercises, and you can actually basically benefit.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.